So today I decided to do an About Me tag where you'll learn a little bit more about me and who I am. So let's start with number 1. What is your name meaning? My name really doesn't mean much. I was named after a country singer, if that matters at all. But if you Google my name, it literally means a tailor, like who sews and like tailors outfits. That's what it means. How tall are you? I am 5'2", 5'2.5", almost 5'3", but on my license it says 5'2". Number 3 is just a random fact. I don't dye my hair. My hair is my natural color, and it used to be a lot lighter, like almost like a really light blonde. But as I had kids, it got really dark, so now it's almost brown. But that's okay. I'm pretty much happy with it. It's my hair. Number 4 is another random fact. I've never broken a bone in my life. I kind of think that I broke my tailbone giving birth, but I'd never actually broken like a finger or an arm or a leg. I've never broken a bone. Number 5, I hate seafood. It literally, any kind of seafood, I won't eat it. Not even shrimp. I don't like shrimp. I don't like lobster, nothing. And number 6 is another random fact. I suffer from misophonia, however you say it. It's where you really hate the sound of certain things, like people chewing. It makes my heart race and I get anxiety about it. It just drives me nuts, but you know, I just have to deal with it. It's just something that I have to deal with. Number 7 is another random fact. I've never been to a paid concert. I've been to like fair concerts that are free, but I've never actually paid for an actual concert. Number 8 is another random fact. I've never actually had a pedicure or a manicure. To me, I guess it's a waste of money. Maybe one day I'll do it. Like I've had acrylic nails put on, but I've never actually paid for like a manicure or pedicure. Number 9 is another random fact of mine. I don't care for Harry Potter. A lot of people like love Harry Potter and it's like a huge thing. I just don't care for it. It's just not my type of movie. I actually don't really watch movies at all. I rather funny movies if I do watch a movie. But like Harry Potter or The Lord of the Rings or anything like that, I really just don't care for it. Number 10, another random fact. I used to really be into writing poems in school. Like instead of doing my homework, I would sit there and write poems, or like, I don't know if I was obsessed with the way I wrote or like the sound of it, something like that, but I just loved writing poems. This book that I have all my questions written down on, actually has like a whole bunch of poems from like elementary school. I don't know why I still have it, but I do. Number 11, another random fact. I hate the taste of milk. Like any kind of milk, I hate it. I'll cook with it, and making just straight milk or even a lot of times chocolate milk or strawberry milk, I cannot stand it. One time I was hanging out at my cousin's house waiting for my mom to pick me up from my cousin's house, and our grandma was watching us, and she was making us clean up after ourselves like normal, and I picked up a glass of like, I don't know, a couple hour old milk, and me and my cousin were walking through the hallway and we ran into each other, and that milk spilled all over me. It was so gross, and I had to sit in that nasty milk smell for a couple more hours until my mom came to get me because I didn't have any clothes. I don't know why I couldn't just put on something of my cousin's, but I had to sit in that nasty smell for the rest of the day, and I think that's what feeds my hate for milk. I hate milk. It's so gross. Number 12 is another weird fact of mine. I used to hate opening a new tub of butter. Like just the look of how perfect it was, like scooping it up, it bothered me so bad. And now that I'm a mom, I kind of had to get over that kind of stuff, so I just do it. It's whatever. But like the perfection of the tub of butter, like I loved it. It's I don't know, something weird. Number 13 is another random fact of mine. I'm very intuitive. A lot of times like I'll dream of something and it'll come true. It's really weird. I don't know, maybe I'm just crazy. But like there's certain things that I can just pick up on, and I can tell when something's wrong, or like if we're going somewhere and I get a bad feeling, I just know that it's not a good idea, or I know if somebody's gonna get sick. It's really weird. It's just another weird thing of mine. Number 14, I hate getting dressed. If I could live in pajamas all day, I literally would. If I'm not gonna leave the house, I don't get dressed. Like I got dressed for this, but before this, no, I don't get dressed. Number 15, I actually graduated 2 years late. I was supposed to graduate in 2013 and I graduated in 2015. 2015 I graduated. I used to go to a private Christian school where I really struggled with school. I just didn't like it. It didn't intrigue me. Nothing intrigued me at all until it was about sophomore year of high school. I switched over to an independent study program where you work at your own pace and you do your homework at home, and then you come in once a week and you get it graded and you take a test. And with that, I did a lot better. I don't know if it's like a distraction thing, but with the one-on-one help that I got from my teacher in that new school, I really did good, and I actually graduated. I graduated 2 years late, but that's not even because I had kids or anything. I really did not like school. Number 16, did you do any sports in school? I did. I did one sport, and that was cross country. A lot of people don't even consider it a sport, but I did when I did it. It was really fun. I really liked it. It got a lot of my pent-up energy out. When I got older, I just didn't enjoy it anymore, I guess because it was more of a chore than it was, having fun. It became too competitive for me, and I just wasn't into it anymore. Number 18 is another random fact of mine. When I was in about 5th grade, I had one of my drawings featured in the newspaper, and that was like the best thing of my life. Literally all the drawing was like of a sunset and mountains, and it was just really, I don't know, it's just what I used to draw all the time as a kid, and I had that featured in a newspaper, and I still have it somewhere, but I'm not sure where. But it was really cool to have that featured in the newspaper. It made me feel special as a kid. Number 19 is another random fact. When I was, I don't know what grade I was in, like 4th grade, I don't know. I actually cracked my head open. I have a little scar, but you can't really see it. I don't know, it's gone. But I cracked my head open on a bunk bed, my cousin's bunk bed. We had this game that we would play where we put the beanbag on each other's head for some weird reason, and we swing each other around the room. And this one time, I don't know what happened, he swung me too hard, and I smacked my head on the bed, and I was just bleeding everywhere, and blood was gushing everywhere. And he had the nerve to tell me not to tell his mom what happened because he didn't want to get in trouble. Well, I had to because I had to go to the emergency room. But yeah, that's the one time that I really got hurt, and it hurt so bad that it just went numb. I didn't even feel it. I was more scared to go into the hospital and get stitches, which they actually glued it shut instead of stitches because I was freaking out so bad. But that's the one time that I got really hurt. Number 20 is another weird fact of mine. When I was in high school, I had Hugh Hefner do a shout out to me on Twitter. I don't remember, I think I asked him to, I don't know why, but I did, and he shouted me out saying hi to me on Twitter, and it was really cool. Number 21 is another weird fact. I have 2 cats, and one is orange and one is black and gray. They're both named after Pokemon. The orange one is named Arcanine, and the gray one is named Meowth. We just call him Meow because it's easier, and my daughter calls him Meow. I call the orange one Arky. He's my little baby. But yeah, those are my cat's names. It's really weird and random. Number 22, I had braces for 2 or 3 years. My teeth are already starting to shift a little bit, but that's okay. I'm not gonna wear a retainer for the rest of my life. Number 23, where did you go to school? I went to a private Christian school from the time I moved to California when I was 12 to sophomore year, so yeah. Number 24 is another random fact. I don't really watch TV ever. If my kids are watching like a cartoon or a movie, the one movie that they watch right now is Trolls. I'll just kind of watch it, but TV doesn't really intrigue me. It's boring and it's useless to me. Number 25, I never went to a prom. The Christian school that I went to, they didn't really have a prom. Eventually, they started getting a prom towards the end of my attendance there, but they didn't really have a prom, so I didn't go to it. And then when I went to my independent study school, they didn't really have a prom either, but they did, but you didn't really have friends at that school because you just went once a week. You didn't really make friends, no time to make friends, but that's okay. 26 is, do you have any siblings? I have 1 stepbrother and 2 stepsisters. So my stepmom's goddaughters are my step-godsisters, but I don't have any biological siblings. Number 27, what is your favorite season? My favorite season would be fall because our summers are super hot. Like right now, it's probably 101 degrees outside. We live in the desert. Winter here, we don't really get an actual winter. It gets really cold, but we don't get snow, none of that. It's just fall's the best here. Number 28, I was actually born on a Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is considered unlucky for most people. I consider it my lucky day because it's the day that I was born. Number 29, have you ever had any surgeries? I have. I had Both my tonsils removed when I was 5 years old, and all I remember from it was eating popsicles and ice cream for like 3 days straight. Number 30 is another random fact. I love to travel. We're actually getting ready to travel to Indiana to visit my family, and I just love to have a change in scenery. Like where we live in the desert, all we see is really dirt. That's all we see. I mean, we have trees, but we don't have like hills. We don't have any of that. I really love to see the different like terrain of the rest of the country. I've never been out of the country, but I love to travel. Number 31, what is your dream? My actual dream is to one day own a ranch with lots of horses and animals and chickens and all that. Maybe one day I will, but if not, that's fine. It's just something that I would really love to do. Number 32, I kind of mentioned, I have pretty bad OCD when it comes to certain things. Like if something doesn't get cleaned like how I want it, I like gives me anxiety. I'm trying to get over it, but it's hard. Number 33 is another random fact. I never used to sweat. Like as a kid, even doing cross country and running in like 100-degree weather while it's hot outside, I would never sweat, and it's probably really bad. I know there's a medical condition for it because I have a friend who has it too, but I would never sweat. I never had like underarm sweat or anything until I had kids. Now that I have kids, like I'll sweat, like not like dripping sweat, but I'll get like normal sweat that people get. It's just really weird. I never used to sweat. Number 34, how old are you and how many kids do you have? I am 22 years old and I have 2 children. Number 35, what used to be your favorite music growing up? I used to be obsessed with NSYNC. I guess it's because my cousins loved NSYNC and I just grew up listening to them. But I used to love all their songs. I still know all their songs by heart. I had posters of them, you know, the whole 9 yards, but I hated the Backstreet Boys. I don't know if it was like a boy band rivalry, but I just did not care for the Backstreet Boys. I never listened to their music. I don't even know their songs. The NSYNC, I know all of them. Number 36, what's your ethnicity? I'm white, Canadian, French. That's about it. I have a little bit of Indian in me, but not even enough to really consider me Indian. My grandmother on my dad's side, her parents were actually from France. So I have more French in me than anything, I think. I don't know if I'm Irish or anything like that. I used to do this Ancestry.com stuff, but I never really paid attention to it. It was more for like a project for school just to get it done. But yeah, I should probably go back and look and see what I am. Number 37 is another weird fact. I cried so bad on my first day of kindergarten, not even preschool, kindergarten. I cried so bad that my mom had to come pick me up. And my teacher made me sit in front of the whole class with her, and it was the most embarrassing thing ever, and I still remember it. Number 38 is another weird fact. I kind of mentioned this already. I hate the sound of people chewing. People chewing, it literally makes me have anxiety. My heart starts racing, I start sweating. Sometimes I even have to leave the room. Like I won't say anything because it's rude. It's really rude to say something to someone. But most of the time I'll just get up and leave the room and just deal with it. Because I know it's in my brain. The problem's not even them, it's me. So I just kind of deal with it. Another pet peeve of mine is someone asking for my honest advice, and I give them my advice and my facts or whatever, and they don't take it. They don't even listen to it. They act like they listen to it, and then they do the opposite, and it's like, why? Number 39 is another weird fact. I love to pop zits. More so other people's than my own, but like blackheads, I love to pop them. I don't know why. I know it's a satisfactory thing, but I do. I love to pop them. Number 40 is another weird fact. I don't know if it's weird, but I've never actually had my eyebrows done. Like I'll pluck them every now and then, but I don't get my eyebrows done. Number 41, growing up I was really, really shy. Like I was so shy that sometimes it would make me cry. I eventually got over it really. Like sometimes I'm still a little bit shy in crowds, but I think it was more of a confidence thing. Like now I'm perfectly fine. Like I'm trying to do this YouTube stuff and it's kind of hard for me because like I feel like I'm talking to myself. But like growing up I actually talked to myself a lot, so I don't get why it bothers me sometimes. But like I guess talking to a camera and knowing people are gonna view it makes me a little bit nervous, but I'm sure I'll get over it eventually. Number 42, what is your blood type? My blood type is O positive, which is pretty cool because I know that's like the most in-demand blood type. Number 43, one time, just a random story, one time at a bowling alley, I used to live in Arizona and my dad came to visit me. It was I think it was my birthday party. I wasn't paying attention because I have ADD. There was this window that was so clear that it looked like an open door. So I ran face first into this window and I'm pretty sure it gave me a concussion. And it was so embarrassing, and my dad was laughing and my stepmom was laughing, and I laughed at myself eventually, but it really, really hurt. And it was so so humiliating. Number 44, I don't really drink alcohol. It doesn't appeal to me. It doesn't really do anything for me besides make me hot and like irritable. I know a lot of people like drink when they go out and have fun, but it just doesn't appeal to me. The biggest drink that I will have is like a Mike's Hard Lemonade, and even then I'll only drink like half of it. I guess it's because I'm lightweight and I just don't like drinking. Number 45 is another weird fact. I've never been able to touch my toes. A lot of people, like growing up, they would touch their toes, like PE tests, you know, when you're in PE and they have you touch your toes to stretch and stuff. I've never been able to do it, and my teachers always tried to force me to do it, and literally I cannot touch my toes. There's no way. I've never been able to touch my toes. Number 46. I actually hated Barbies growing up. A lot of kids, like a lot of little girls, you know how they love playing with Barbies and like dressing them up and stuff. I hated Barbies. I was into these Bratz dolls, I guess because they were more fashionable, and Barbies were more like, I don't know what the word is, but I just didn't like Barbies. Number 47, I can feel people's vibes. Like if somebody's in a bad mood, it puts me in such a bad mood. And even if they don't really show it, I can feel it, and it makes me so irritable. And sometimes like going out in public and going in crowds and stuff, it can be really hard and overwhelming. It's like when you get home, you don't know what to do with yourself because you have all these emotions and you don't know how to get them out. I should like start meditating or something and find the time to do it, but I can barely find the time to do this video. It's taken me like 4 days to get this video done because my kids are finally napping at the same time. But yeah, going out in public can be really hard for somebody who can feed off of people's vibes. 48 is another random fact. When I gave birth to my son almost a year ago, I was quarantined. I was actually put in a room where they were quarantined because I had this head to toe rash that was so bad. They tried to say that I was like contagious or that I had some weird disease when I know I didn't. If you would like to know more about that story, just let me know and I'll make a separate video for that because it's a really long story and I don't want to take up too much time in this video. Number 49, I'm not allergic to anything. Like anything that I know of, like any medication or like peanuts, any like fruits or anything, I'm not allergic to anything. I don't know how I got blessed with not being allergic to anything because I have family that's literally allergic to everything. Like I have an aunt who she's allergic to every single thing. Like she only has a select few things that she can eat or that she can take. So I don't know how I got so blessed with not being allergic to anything. I thank God every day for it because life could be so much more hard being allergic to almost everything. Number 50, I'm not into big parties. A lot of people my age, I'm 22, so a lot of people my age are like into going to clubs. Even if they have kids, they like to go out and party and stuff. I'm more into like having like a bonfire with like a couple of my good friends. Like I've learned that having fewer friends is better than having a lot of friends that you don't even really know. You know, I like having my select few of people that I really trust rather than a huge group of people that I don't even trust. All you guys are going to be my friends because you're my subscribers and you're my followers and you're watching my videos, but you know what I mean. I just don't like going out in big parties. It's just not my thing. So if you enjoyed my get to know me tag, let me know, and if you have any other questions, just write them down in the comments below. And I hope you really like this video and I hope you subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Bye guys.